Okay, hello, welcome to the Dugout. We are all beaming with excitement because, less than 2 days to go for yet another test match, one of the most exciting test matches that you can witness. Which test match am I talking about?
The Ashes. It starts tomorrow.
Only 1 day.
Less than a day, actually.
Yeah.
In fact, though we will be discussing Indian cricket, but because it is the Ashes, I'm reminded of the time difference between Perth and Guwahati is 2.5 hours. But the match is starting in half an hour gap.
Yes, yes.
India time, I'm looking at it, 8:30 a.m.
9 a.m.
India match is 9 a.m.
The Ashes starts at 8:30
a.m. Strange Earth's hemisphere, how it is like that.
The time difference between two places is 2.5 hours, yet the difference in the starting of the match is just half an hour.
Half an hour. I mean, first Ashes after a very long time where we won't have the season opener in Gaba. That's it. This is the last Ashes you're playing at the Gaba because in 2027 onwards it's going to go into redevelopment for building the Olympics. So.
Though the first test match is of course in bouncy Perth, as I said, we will be discussing Indian cricket, but fireworks have already started as it starts with Ashes test matches. The one video that caught my eye is Steve Smith having a go at Monty Panesar.
Of course, I mean, it was bound to happen, an Ashes contest minus all these shenanigans.
What did you make of Smith's this thing?
It is witty because I think, much as you can say that it dragged up something that was unnecessary, I'd say that Panesar started it. He's talking about target him for sandpaper gate. I mean, come on.
I understand, but Panesar is a former player. It's just as how a lot of Australian players start. For example, I know of Ricky Ponting. He's a master at doing what? He does. He's not like Glenn McGrath straight up 4-0 or something. He does other things where he will give his opinion about, I think, supposing it's India must play Nitish Kumar Reddy. He'll say exactly what he...
Reverse psychology.
Exactly.
He's spoken about them playing Bashir.
Exactly my point. Exactly my point. And he's going on about, I think they should play Bashir. Why is he saying that? To put pressure so that they play. So he also does this, though he doesn't do it as directly as a Monty Panesar. But my larger point is, ex-players, it's their job to comment, to, rile up the opposition, to create headlines and all of that. It's fine because, again, they can afford to do that because they're not taking the field. There's no question of it, coming back. Like Michael Vaughan does it so very often. He does it on purpose. But that at best it will just come back to bite him on social media where people will say you got a prediction wrong. However, you often tell your players, not the ones who are playing, not to engage with it because then, it carries on the field. People will say. To that I say, while what Steve Smith said was, witty and funny and all that, but I think he didn't need to involve himself with just that at the moment. Because, God forbid the series is not going according to the way that he would like. This will be reminded again and again. What stops Monty from doing it? Because Monty is under no pressure. He's not playing. You can sit out and say whatever you want. My only thing is if you're a player, oftentimes I say, if you're a player, avoid all these things. I know you've taken note of it. You just let it pass, shouldering arms saying, I heard what he says, but we'll see.
The funny part is if you watch the press conference video, Smith wasn't even questioned. Literally the first opportunity he got, he went and took the shots. I was clearly simmering a little bit and he wanted to get his reports out. There's a fair point to be made that this is the kind of outside noise you can ignore. There's really nothing to be said. In fact,
you have something to lose.
Exactly. Monty has nothing. He's a retired player.
Exactly.
There's nothing. His entire job. In fact, if he's gotten to you, then his job well done for him.
Yeah. Plus, you've legitimized his comment as well, no? By saying that. So, you've taken note of it. So, as an analyst, what is your job? You want to say something that people take note of, that people pay heed to. And he said it. So, the desired result, one, of course, is the mind game thing. The other being that it's a notable comment that is being spoken of by the rival team's captain. So, his job as an analyst is done. If he wants more gigs as an analyst, he might just get that because what you're going to see is like, what he says matters. I know what he said is very unreasonable. I don't think his point about, telling the crowds to go after him about Sandpaper Gate and all is fair at all. But again, as I said, he's sitting out. As I said, Steve Smith to pull out things like, oh, he went on a game show and didn't know this answer. He doesn't know America is a country, not a city, or he thinks Athens is in Germany.
Yeah.
All of those. I just think. So, there are. Let's be honest. General knowledge is not the core strength of sports people.
True.
If honestly telling you, a lot of sports people, if you had quizzed them for some basic things, would be found wanting.
Yeah.
But then if I want to have a pot shot at them, I'm not going to pull out something like that. Then just stick with cricket and say something cricket related. I would have still appreciated. He's like, how many wickets does he have? Or something. Though he does, he's very good. By the way, his record against Australia. Yeah. In fact, I was listening to, by the way, which is very interesting. I think Michael Clarke was, you pick this versus that, until you reach the finale. In Michael Clarke's pick of spinners that were thrown at him, and there were some amazing spinners like Graham Swan and all, a lot of them, Tan Vittori, I can remember, a lot of spinners were asked. His ultimate spinner towards the end was Monty.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because he troubled me so much. I had no clue as to what to do against Monty. So here's an Australian captain who picked Monty as probably the toughest spinner that he ever played against or played alongside, and there was some big, I think there was Murli and everything as well in that list. And so maybe there would have been a scenario, I can't remember, where it could have been a scenario like Murli or Monty, stick with Monty, Swan or Monty. Like that, Monty went on to win that. So in that sense, he had a great record.
He does have 5-wicket haul in Perth, and I remember one delivery where he absolutely cleans up Steve Smith in Adelaide. Drifting in, straightening, Smith plays down long line, gone. Adelaide. So.
If I was Monty, I would put that clip right now on my social media. Nothing. And say nothing.
Yeah. In fact, who's the person who should be happiest looking at this? Ben Stokes and the English team, saying that if he's still getting this riled up by Sandpaper Gate, that he's going out of his way. No one asked him the question. He went out of his way to make that jibe. So he planned everything out, said, I'm going to start the pacing like this. I'll tell everyone, chirp at him and chirp constantly about this. Talk about him crying.
Yeah.
Go down that.
See, it's a year of first. England could very well win. An Ashes opener, they haven't won since 2011. So.
And not just that, this is potentially, you'd be wanting their entire goal at this point. What was the main reason behind them going baseball and making changes?
Australia.
Ashes down under, you've gotten this thing where there's no Hazel God, there is no Pat Cummins. Yep. No better chance you'd have of winning an opener than right now.
Yep. 2 indigenous guys going to play.
Of indigenous origin, yeah. Scott Boland.
And Brendan Doggett.
Yeah.
And one more debutant in Jake Weather also, yeah. Right for the picking, if you have to look at England ending the jinx in Australia.
And also their top order is unsettled. They haven't quite been getting runs. Khwaja not in form.
Weather Alden debut.
Exactly.
Smith, with this comment, he might be distracted, but...
And I'm liking, they've announced that 12, I know England. I'm liking the 11. You'll have, other than Crawley, who I'm not a big fan of, but I think he will play Crawley, Duckett to start there. Ollie Pope coming in. There is Joe Root there. Harry Brook there. Then you'll have
Ben Stokes.
Then the wicketkeeper.
Jamie Smith.
7 you have the keeper. Then you get your...
Then you got Carr, Atkinson, Archer, Wood.
I am going with Cars. But
it has to be Cars.
Wood has to be there. Jofra will be there. Ben Stokes is there. And I think you'll play a spinner. I think you will.
Yeah, it'll most likely be
Bashir.
Jacks.
I don't know, because there's talks which I'm hearing.
Jacks is in the 12. There's only Bashir.
There's talks. There were talks prior that they might not go for a spinner, but now if Bashir is there, then he plays.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Jacks is not there in the 12.
Bethel and this guy were not there.
Yeah. So the 11. Their option is, I think, either
Mr. Bashir.
Between Atkinson, Kars and Bashir, one will be left out.
I think Kars will be left out. Atkinson's
because Atkinson is good bat. He's got a test century at Lords.
Yeah. And if you want, although
Kars played against India.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
In Leeds, he did pretty well. He bounced back pretty well, right?
Yeah.
But on swinging conditions, would you want to leave out a Cars?
I wouldn't leave Cars out.
Yeah, that's
I'd be okay to leave Atkinson out.
See, actually, Atkinson is the unfortunate one to miss out here. Unfortunate one. Although I've been reading reports that they said they might even go without a spinner.
Yeah, so then both play.
Then both play.
Five-pronged pace attack.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
In Perth, you can do it.
Yeah.
In Perth, you can do it.
Optus is green, so that's how it's going to
I
be.
think the batting is pretty solid. It looks like a decent team that they've got. But yeah, quick word on we'll do Ashes predictions before we dive into what's happening with them.
Oh, this is a tough one to call.
Series prediction, yeah.
This is a very tough one to
No,
call.
it won't be a one-sided contest, that much I know.
No, I think it'll be 2-2 series draw.
Series draw?
Yeah, I think 2-2.
3-2. But I don't know why I'm getting this feeling England are winning it. In a year of firsts, I think England have got, because see, you're not playing the pink ball test in Adelaide, you're playing it in Brisbane.
The Gabba has the pink ball this time.
Yeah. And I think it'll be 3-2 England.
Wow. I wouldn't have given England any chances, but for the fact that I think Australia a bit unsettled with their batting. Some of the batters not in great form, plus some injury concerns here and there. So which is why I'm making it a 50-50 contest. Otherwise, it would have been a clear-cut Australia. But I still have a feeling Australia might just...
Yeah. Because it won't be
think
4-0,
we'll
4-0.
No,
it won't
this
be
is not
like
a
that.
4-0.
Yeah.
England might nick a test match or two, but I'm putting Australia to...
See, because one thing this England team do have is they shockingly look more settled. Way more settled.
I think it is a much closer contest today on the eve of the test match than probably if you'd asked me 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would have said no chance. Give it to Australia. But now on the eve of the first test, I'm saying it's a close
And
contest.
that too because key injuries to key bowlers.
Exactly. 2 of their main bowlers are not there.
And we don't know when Cummins will be back. That's the problem. So that's why. You had a good start. Australia had a great start at WTC. 3-0. And they're coming on the back of dismissing West Indies for 27. But
Yeah.
will the green pitches neutralize the baseball approach? I don't know.
See, they do have a good bowling lineup also.
I think a lot will depend on what sort of a series Joe Root has for England.
Right,
I think he
100%.
has to be the fulcrum. If he gets a few hundreds, they're in
And
it.
just today I was discussing.
And my favorite, Duckett.
Oh,
I love him.
if Root say has a subpar, say 400, will you consider below 400 runs in this Ashes as subpar?
Yeah.
Then he's not breaking Tendulkar's record. He needs to go past 14,000 runs in this Ashes. That means he needs 500 runs plus. Only then he has a chance. But if he doesn't do that, he's not breaking Tendulkar's record.
That's a whole different thing to look out for.
Yeah, it's a different.
That threat has been that's been
Remember,
looming.
Ashes failures can result in some
Quick retirements, yeah.
I know, and this is that one place where Joe Root, who's been exceptional everywhere, though he doesn't have bad numbers just because he's not got 100. You look at it like that; he's got a few 50s.
He was unfortunate,
40, I guess, in Australia.
and he was unfortunate that he played so much in Australia at the time when his conversion rate was bad.
Yeah.
Although even in that year when he had 1,700 runs, he still didn't do well in Australia.
Yeah, but now I think he's also a different batter. This is Joe Root 2.0.
And he's gone through a bit of a transition himself from being a, traditional orthodox test batter to the baseball version Joe Root to now really settling down into his own, as in
He'll pick his moments to do what.
which is the right way
Yeah.
to bat. I think he's found that balance now. And so, he's going to be crucial as well. Also got to see, whether Stokes can last 5 test matches in terms of fitness, because Stokes, the bowler, is going to be very crucial for them.
Yeah.
I think all of that. But good contest on the card. Looking forward to...
Indeed. Hope it's as spicy as it was in England.
Oh, yeah.
That time off-field controversies did the...
it's already started. No? Monty, Ricky, Steve Smith,
Smudge.
all have joined in. Okay, talking about spicy and contests in India, South Africa seemed to be only spicy when it came to cricketing, spice, but now a bit of off-field spice as well. There was a press conference today.
Yeah.
What have you got from there?
Surprisingly, for one, the big talking point number 1, it lasted 20 minutes. And this is Sitanshu Kotak. I mean, he's normally not the type who will go on for long.
But can I tell you, there have been a few press conferences I remember on the England tour where Sitanshu Kotak came and he offered some great insights.
Yeah.
So I remember this one bit where he spoke about workload, and it was the very first time
yes.
you got to know.
Edgbaston test.
I think so. Like, so how a lot of people perceive workload management quite differently to how the team sees it. Yeah.
He was well in a chatty mood. What's funny is that for all the questions, you'd think what would be the first question if we was going. If I was going, the first thing I'd ask if I got the chances, boss, update on Gill. That came in the 15th minute of the press conference. So 20 minutes PC, 15 minutes someone remembers, oh, let's ask about the captain. How was he doing? But yeah, I mean, the main focus was, of course, on pitches, on the head coach and what the head coach said. So he had a very impassioned defense of Gambhir. Very impassioned defense. He said that, oh, why are you people only targeting Gambhir? All I'm hearing is Gambhir. But no one was saying anything when we were winning. But now we've lost 2 test matches and suddenly everyone is going on about it. Maybe some people have agendas. Good luck to them.
Oh, that's a strong statement coming out of
Sitanshu is really Gambhir.
But my point is, and this is what will make interesting reading, because you heard the entire press conference. Just like we spoke about Steve Smith, the question really wasn't put to him about Monty Panesar, and he was waiting to address that, and so he brought that about. Was that the case here? Was it a direct question about Gambhir and his failures, or were you also waiting to put a defense?
I think it was a bit of both in this case, because the question definitely was about approaches and the head coach. There was something around that. So he wasn't going for it without any provocation. But considering some of the things he said, I definitely think there was a plan in mind that if I get one question relating this, then I'll say something on this lines.
Do you think this is done more good or more harm to the current situation involving
it's poured fuel over the fire, unfortunately, because I've seen a lot of people react and they're not happy. And truth be told, even I was looking at it thinking, what are we talking about agendas? I mean, if we're talking about it, and he said no one said anything when we were winning. Well, people don't criticize the team when they're winning. But if you keep losing in repetitive fashion at home, making the exact same mistakes over and over, then people are going to have the right to be angry. So this isn't agendas. I understand there'll be few people who will say this person has a skewed view on things, or what this person is saying you might not take seriously, but no, I think there are many people who are aggrieved, and rightfully so. You can't constantly be losing test matches in this way and expect that people are just going to be okay about it. I don't think.
Have you given enough of, if you have to look at a redemption story for Indian cricket, okay? Is there a redemption story somewhere in the making here? I'll tell you why. Because in the history of Indian cricket, you've lost back-to-back series at home only once. 1959 and 1960 against West Indies and Australia at home. Luckily, you don't have that, because the New Zealand loss is sandwiched in between a West Indies win that you achieved. Okay? Here, this is a clear sign of, the quote is a panic. It's a panic statement from the management. Why are people only targeting Gambhir? Reason number one, if he was open to whatever was going on. Reason number one, you asked for the sandpits firstly. Reason number two, you see the obvious weakness, yet you do not adapt to it. Adaptability, something that this Indian cricket management just doesn't seem to have. I have given you 2 out of a possible 200 of the reasons why people are only targeting Gambhir. It is his thing. He wants it. And he has to come up with a defense like what he did in Kolkata. It isn't about agendas anymore. This is the problem. We had fan bases calling us PR agents and all those paid this. Here there is an agenda when there are 2 cast iron facts I have pointed out. Kolkata showed it. If that was AI generated or it's fake, then sue me. But it was true. So I don't know why Sitanshu Kotak had to react in that way.
I mean, for those of you who are joining us live, I'd love to know from you, because sometimes, media also is turned into a villain. You're carrying agenda or whatever. I don't know. There have been times where we defended Gautam Gambhir, and we've gotten to know, or sometimes we've gotten comments from you guys that we're going out of the way to defend Gambhir. But I think we've tried to speak on facts. Similarly, we've also criticized the coach in the recent past. Now, I want to know from all of you, is the criticism that is coming the way of the coach, is it unfair? Is it agenda driven? Is there any fact in what Sudhanshu Kotak is saying that people are doing it because they have agendas against Gautam Gambhir, or do you really see there is some merit in it? Please put some live comments on the chat. We'll try and take those comments before we move forward, because I want to know and I want a clear-cut opinion from those of you who are watching us, whether there is indeed an agenda or not. But just my 2 words on it. I mean, to the question that I asked, is it adding more fuel to the fire? I think it certainly is. You should just allow things to carry on, instead of shooting the messenger. Try and look at the certain problem areas that you have. And as I said, the criticism has come only because of things that you're seeing. Your selection of pitches, as we spoke about, is coming back to haunt you. And who is deciding that? So if you're making a mistake there, won't people point that out? Secondly, the other issue that we've pointed out is your selection and your thought process and your mentality of how you're going into red ball cricket with white ball selections. Another thing we've pointed out, who's responsible for that? So if there are visible issues or faults that someone is committing, and if you're pointing that out, how is that agenda driven? May I know that? Yes, there will be times where in analysis we may analyze a thing a certain way and we could be wrong, and maybe people who are trying a different thing or experimenting in a different way, their results might go in their favor. All that is fine, but at the end of the day, if you're commenting on what is happening on the field, then how is that agenda driven? I don't know, but let's quickly take a look at some of those comments that I said we'll take a look at, as to some of you who, and because we genuinely want to know whether what we are saying is agenda driven or not, before we dive into our main point of discussion, and that is of course Shubman Gill. Some quick comments we've got. Yeah. For example, Chili Paneer says team selection is a joke, right?
Of course.
So that is one point. Anybody else who's spoken about Gambhir?
MI fan is saying, I agree with Sudhanshu Kotak. People are unnecessarily going behind Gautam Gambhir.
Okay.
More discussion should have happened on batters.
No, so one thing, did a loss, when a loss happens, aren't there various facets of the game that we discuss? Did we not point out the issue there was with the batting as well?
Yes.
Right? But what led you in that situation is your think tank, right? That we have panned the batting is one thing. We've been panning the batting for not being able to play spin now for many a years. It's been happening at home. That is an issue. Now, knowing that fully well, if you're still asking for such pitches, then who is at fault here? Yes, there is an issue about India's batting, which we have pointed that out. But if you're not going to do anything, you are telling me that you have given me a team to manage, and I'm managing a football team, and I have got a team which has a poor defense. Poor defense. Now, if I'm the manager or the coach of that team, I'm supposed to cover that. No, the only 2 ways I can cover it. One, by replacing that and finding someone who's good in defense. But now that is not what you've got, right? This is Indian cricket. According to you, these are the best players that you're playing with. You're not ready. You have the option. That's where the coach again comes in. You have an option. If you think you want spinning tracks only and that's the right way to go, then please get in batters who are good at spin. Some of them are playing domestic cricket. You've only isolated them and put them aside. That again is a failure on my part. Now, secondly, when that game is happening now, if my defense is a problem, then I can't be telling everyone, oh, it's okay, everyone keep attacking and leave myself vulnerable at the back. Then as a coach, I have to realize that this is the players I have. My defense is a problem. My team, please, midfielders here, come and help out, because we're not great at defense. That is a weak area. We'll have to cover that up and play a kind of football that will hide my weakness. Here what you're saying, batters are a problem, I know, yet you're coming up with a strategy where you're going to expose them even further. Then who's to be blamed for that?
In fact, as Sarath points out, he's saying that if you're talking about agendas, it means there might be a few people who will be saying something wrong against one person or someone or something. But here, fans, journalists are all saying the same thing, which means that the other party should perhaps sit in introspect rather than, sit with your ears blocked and your tinfoil hats on.
Exactly my point. That's a limited argument.
Look at it. it is a clear fact that which coach, which management can have a justification for being whitewashed at home. That should have been the end of the experiment or the end of this thought process. But no, you're persisted with it, thinking, oh, someday every nation will fall into the trap. When before that, like the Wile E. Coyote syndrome, they just don't want to realize at this point in time. Which is where I think Kolkata was the last straw. But you're coming into Barsapara. That is also a lottery because you don't know what is the kind of pitch that's going to happen. So, if you prepare a spinning deck, good luck. Good luck. And captains, barring Virat Kohli, have done this on a consistent basis as well. I mean, you look at MS Dhoni's tenure. I remember the 2008 series where you lost on a true pitch, you put an absolute sandpit in Kanpur and you won that game. But your batters, you had the batters who could do it. Here, our batters have been systematically shredded as far as the technique is concerned. So, but Steve Ticolo is saying, Nick, sir, the problem is as soon as something goes wrong, GG kind of goes into full active mode. Unfortunately, right now, coach PR is more powerful than the Rocco one. How do we know that? I mean, what is the PR thing, Steve Ticolo, that you're talking about? It's again a very lazy argument.
Also, PR and all something is that's done behind the scenes. Here you've literally had the team's batting coach come out and defend him. It's hardly PR. It's basically just the coaching team sticking together, which on one hand, while I admire, I think someone should try and take some accountability somewhere, because right now what I see is that no, this is just how it's going to be. You can't have a problem with it if you do your running agendas.
If you have the PR argument, it is the most laziest argument anybody can have. Because then they do not know how the system functions. Simple. We don't say anything about PR, we don't say about all these kind of thing agenda, because it is multi-layered in Indian cricket. It's like the what is that particular term? You create circular walls to confound the ghost. That's how it is in Indian cricket. You create circular walls to get confused. It's not as straightforward as that.
In fact, Jim points out nicely saying that I don't think there's any agenda, because if Gambhir is deciding the pitch, then he's accountable for these home losses.
Yeah, there are many comments there. Ashish Gambhir says, I think Gambhir did certainly wrong team selection. We should remember also the team batting is not capable enough to handle spin. We saw in Bangladesh where Ashwin and Iyer saved it. You're right. B2 also says something to that extent, where he says the real agenda is Gautam Gambhir trying to prove himself as the only benefactor of Team India. Test cricket is a game of 5 days for a reason, and it requires pure skill, not all-rounders. Exactly the points that we are saying. So anyway, we don't want to be targeting one person, and that's not our motive at all. As I said, we pointed out many reasons why India lost that test match, and a lot of things that need fixing. We're not saying it for now, we've been saying it consistently from the BGT onwards. But now when the assistant coach comes and says that these are all agenda, I find that a bit surprising, because I see no agenda as such. Whatever discussion is happening, some will be looking at good things, some will be highlighting the bad things. Whatever it is doing, it is effectively looking at India's performance critically without targeting someone in particular.
And even overall, I mean, the numbers just don't lie in Gautam Gambhir's case. The only silver lining is you held England to a 2-2 draw in England. But prior to that, your only accomplishment so far in his tenure has been beating only Bangladesh and West Indies.
At home, when you're talking about tests, purely.
At tests, clearly tests, only tests. The focus is red ball. White ball, he's been great. Gautam Gambhir has been really good. T20Is, he's raised the standard. ODI, you won the Champions Trophy. But red ball, look at it. Sena nations, when you look at it, you're staring at a loss against South Africa. New Zealand, you got whitewashed at home. Australia, you lost 1-3.
So, England also, you survived by the skin of your teeth.
Exactly.
What could have been 2-2 should have actually been ending up 3-1.
3-1.
Which would have then raised further questions.
Yep. But again, we glorified the England series because the pitches were not that intimidating except in 2 cases.
And benign pitches for
But why did you celebrate a drawn series?
Shouldn't be celebrating
It
draws.
shouldn't have been actually.
Wasn't?
It was a series which you should technically, as an Indian team which has got far more experience, they should have won the series. You should have, with your bowling strength, with your batting strength because of the IPL and all those kind of things, you should have won the series. You allowed them to chase 373 at Leeds. That was a shocker. You couldn't chase 193 at Lords. What do you do then? You should have won it 3-1.
Okay, the big question now is, of course, around that one man, which is also a prime focus. First, I want someone to solve the, is he playing, not playing, he loves me not, he loves me.
Yeah, he loves me. He loves me.
At this point, there's still no clear answer. In fact, Kotak was asked, and he said that no, he's doing well, but any call on him will be taken tomorrow only.
What is your gut saying?
He's not playing.
I had said it the moment he went to that hospital in Kolkata. A neck spasm doesn't take a short time to
And it's
heal.
not even a neck spasm. Now we know it's something worse.
It is.
So,
He's not playing, and let me be very clear, he's not playing on the ODI series.
Oh, you think it's that bad? But
I think he missed
I
the-
saw him walking in the airport. And
With a neck brace and all.
yeah, I think he'll miss the first ODI at most. I think he'll play after that because he'd have to. There's already enough pressure there. God forbid someone else comes and performs well. Then questions will be asked.
Touch and go. Because that ODI gap's also not that big. 2 days
was there
each.
any need then to travel to?
None. I'm sorry, I don't understand. And I really need to say this is something that irks me, is that when we treat injury related or fitness related team selections as like state secrets, it's not that deep. One basic Google search told me that the injury he was suffering from would take a week or two. From there only I would draw a conclusion and say he's not playing. If he didn't, or if he did play, then you know that something miraculous had to have happened for him to heal that quickly. Why do we need to, we'll not reveal it now. We are not that type of team. He actually said this, by the way. Said that we're not the type of team who will declare our 11 and talk about everything
That's
48
fine.
hours.
That's fine, but this is
Not even a World Cup final.
How
No,
would
no,
that's
no, 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 that's fine if you don't declare. That's gamesmanship. But I'm saying in this case, it's not about team combination that you're not
Yeah.
declaring. This is a serious injury.
It's a serious injury. It's your team captain.
Yeah.
Which is why, if you had to recuperate, why didn't you send him to COE rather than send him to Barsapa?
Yeah, he's travelled with the team for what? He wasn't in practice today. He was not spotted in practice. And if he's going to
He
only...
comes tomorrow, practices, and is
If that
takes
is...
that risk. Of
That's a
playing.
big
The
risk. It's a
and
big
he's
risk.
aggravating it big time.
Because which also reminds me, another thing which he had said was that we don't want it to be a case where we see he's fine, then he ends up going and re-aggravating the injury. That in itself tells me that they're going to treat this with kid gloves. I hope. If they don't, serious problem.
Yeah, even I'd be very surprised if he plays. But then something tells me the fact that he's travelled, he's going to try give it his best shot. It may be risky, as we are pointing out, because there is a good chance that he can further aggravate it, or who knows what happens in the middle of a test match. If he again injures it, then again you're playing with 10 versus 11, and I don't think that's an ideal scenario because that contributed in you losing the previous test match. So if there is an iota of doubt for two reasons: one, what if it aggravates in the middle of the test and he can't participate? That's an issue. And then the short-term future as well. Why would you want him injured at a crucial stage like this, especially when India is going to be playing a few more series. The T20 World Cup is coming up. He's your vice captain now, the T20 format. Why would you want to risk that? So I also feel that seems unlikely that he's going to be playing.
And it reminds me, this situation reminds me of Virat Kohli 2017. Remember, he had suffered that impact injury on the shoulder in Ranchi. I will only take a call in the time of the match. When just about before the toss, I was going to take a call. Are they hoping that Gill miraculously recovers? I don't think so.
I think it's gamesmanship.
It is. And that too for what? For a 2-test series.
For one more test.
For one more test. Okay, I agree. It's a WTC, but this is carrying it too far.
Maybe it is also the will of the captain. Yeah, he wants to make a difference. He wants his team to
Which
come
I would
back.
understand. I would understand.
And so he's
that.
ready to push himself and take that risk for the sake of the team.
Foolhardy.
If you want to just save yourself in the short term, you're exposing yourself to long-term pain. I'm sorry. Your management only let you down in Kolkata with the choice of Page, and he also had a say in it, by the way. What do you do then? It's gone. The horse is bolted. Now you're just trying to hold on to its saddle, but you're sliding down the road.
Okay, let's try and make our 11s then. Bases Gill not playing, which seems to be in all likelihood the case, unless there's a miracle, but I doubt that's going to happen. Pretty much it's made up. in the minds of the Indian team that he's not playing. We're going to try and make, and I think this is going to be interesting because now who becomes your number 3, who's batting at number 4. It's not just about who replaces Gill in the team. It's also about lefties versus righties. It's also about whether you want to play 6 bowlers, whether you want to play 4 spinners, who's going to be captain. There are going to be a lot of question marks now, which makes this not such a straightforward team selection. Quite often it is, and when we do make our selection, and this is not the likely 11 which we'll do tomorrow, because by tomorrow we'll have an idea of what the conditions are and what India is most likely to play. What today we're going to do is, if we were in that position, unenviable position of picking the team for this test match, what is it that we personally would go for? Usually, as I said, we always have 6-7 names written. I could have written those 6-7 names, but the reason we've not written them because the batting order might change. Now the Pant is going to be there, but we don't know now where would you want to bat, because each of us may want to bat, have him bat somewhere else. We'll start from the left. Shane.
Okay, this is see, if I were having it my way, then I always have a simple thing. I want 6 batters, 4 bowlers, and I want 1 all-rounder. So let's go with my all-rounder first.
Let's go. Firstly, the big question, number 3. What happens? Do you change it, not change it? What are you going to do?
I would have to change it, unfortunately. And the problem there is, then that means making more changes, if you ask me. Okay. Because I don't think from the current pool, I love Washington Sundar, but he's not number 3. So that means possibly then I will go with the Sai Sudarshan at 3.
Okay.
Yeah. For one simple reason. You were trying him out there anyway. I think it was unfair. You kind of dumped him for no good reason. I would go back to him, play Sai at 3. 4 then could be Jarrell. I think you have to be playing him there for 2 reasons. One is that you were undone big time by your excessive left-handers kind of thing. You need a little bit of variety up top. So I'd say you keep Jarrell at 4. Thereafter, Pant 5.
Okay.
This is where it gets tricky. I would say, who are the other batters who played last time? Why is my memory failing me so badly?
There is, of course, Washington Sundar. There is Akshar Patel.
I'd play Jadeja.
Nitish Kumar Reddy. There's a lot of options.
I'd play Jadeja. Jadeja for sure would be there. Not 6, probably it'd be 7, but that's what I'm saying. I need to kind of figure out.
As I said, there's Washington, there's Akshar.
I don't know. I would want perhaps another. Yeah, I'd probably go Washington and Jadeja. Washington and Jadeja would be my 2 options. Okay. So Washington, Jadeja, and then do you play a third? This thing? No, I think there'll be a Nitish there as well. He has to.
So Nitish is now there.
For me, I would play him.
Okay.
And then my other would be Kuldeep. Easy.
Now when I look at the team, and I'm sure our viewers can also look at your team right now. Now this is my issue, and I'm going to be like, you have been changing your number 3 every occasion.
Exactly.
Not that I agreed with the experiment of getting, changing so many number 3s. But now you've gone Washington Sundar's way. What are you going to? This is what you did in England. One match Sai is there, then Karun Nair is there. Somebody is going at batting at 6. Before that, number 3 used to be completely different. Now you've gone Washington Sundar. Now he played one game. Now he's removed. Now Sai will come in. That's a bit of an issue for you. I understand what you've done, which is one thing. What you've done is good. Try to balance your left hand, right hand, because that seemed to be India's problem. So after you've got a left-hander in Sai, you've got Jurel coming in at 4, and then a Pant, a lefty, but then Sundar, Jadeja, NKR. Maybe you can have NKR.
We can have NKR up the order. He's a better bat anyway.
You've tried to get some right-handers. That's something that you've tried to balance when it comes to the team. But overall, if I see, my biggest problem there is that, again, you had a Sundar batting at 3 and you've let go of him. Anyway.
See, the main reason is I think that was an experiment you shouldn't have even gone to begin with. Mistaken experiment. May as well, if it's an experiment that bad, then you may as well about now, then be stubborn, go 5-6 matches and realize, we had an obvious option. So I think you should have deserted that. It shouldn't have even happened.
So you basically left Akshar Patel out.
Yes. I've left Akshar out.
Which is why you mentioned the 2 words, stubborn. This management is stubborn.
Remember, this is my 11.
Yeah.
In fact, if I had my
This is
11,
your 11. It's your choice completely.
course.
not
if I
the
had
team.
my 11, I would have. If I had full control, I would have probably brought in another right-handed batter. But your squad doesn't have one.
Yeah. No, I'm saying with the squad that you have.
In
It's
fact,
completely your
then if I had that second, if I had a pure right-handed batter, I would have not played Nitish. Because then I would have had my 5 bowlers structured that way.
Correct.
I would have had another batter, but you don't have it, and who can you really recall? So this is the best I can do with what is given to me.
Okay.
So Barsapara, it is going to be a new pitch. It's an unknown. We don't know which bowling combination will work, but we know they will be spin heavy. It will be spinning. Nothing will change from the Kolkata debacle also. So my number 3 remains Washington Sundar because he was solid. He could hang in there. He tackled. He played lot more balls than most of the other players could. So for me, my number 3 is a Washington Sundar. With Gill gone, it's obvious I'll have to get in a Jurel in that particular position. Okay. So Jurel is my number 4. Pant is my number 5. He's my captain and wicket keeper. I will put Nitish Reddy at 6. Okay. And I know this fetish for batting that is there. So I will put Jaddu and Aksar. Number 7 and number 8. I can't help it because I want batting now with this team gone. They are losing Kolkata. They'll even bolster their batting until number 9. Okay.
And Kuldeep at 9.
Kuldeep at 9.
So basically, what you've done is one simple change. Shubman Gill goes out, Nitish Kumar Reddy comes in. That's
Yes.
the only change that you've made to the team that was playing
Correct.
earlier.
Correct. Because now see what has happened. I've got now 3 proper, I mean, if you look at 3 pace bowling options, something I didn't have in Kolkata. I had only 2 pace bowling options. I maintain my spin trio in Aksar, Kuldeep and Jadeja. Washington bowled only 1 over. So essentially a spin quartet if I look at it. But then Sundar was your second best batter in that whole thing. So that's why I will persist with Sundar because now what am I going to achieve? There's only one test and then after that in August I'm going to make the changes, whatever it be. So I stick with the same.
Coach?
No, I have found one problem with Shane's team, which I mentioned. The one problem I find with your team is that you are making the same mistake that India made at Eden Gardens of playing 4 spinners and 6 bowlers, whereby one of your spinners is always underbowled. So that problem continues in the 11 that you have picked. Before I picked my 11, I must tell you, I was just looking at one of the very popular cricket websites, and they had put a poll as to, what would you want to do? Just make one change. They had like some 7-8 options with Gill out. Let's say you will just bring in a Nitish Kumar Reddy, or some said no, just bring in a Sai Sudarshan, or bring both, drop either Jadeja, Aksar out, and multiple. So there were about 6,000-7,000 votes in that poll. Do you know which option won in the 8-9 options that they had put?
Sai and Inkir.
No. The option that won was bring in a right-hander batter from the outside of the squad.
That's what I wanted to do.
Bring
That's what I
in
wanted
a
to do.
right-hander batter from outside the squad was the overwhelming favorite scenario picked by majority of cricket fans, which is now not possible because you've decided not to do that. We spoke about how maybe the need of the hour was maybe go with a Sarfraz or someone else who can play spin well, who's batted in that position, is a right-hander, do it. They've not done that. My personal opinion was, and in that sense, I'm also okay with them not getting. So while I wanted them to get one, the only good thing that I find from that is, which then you have to apply for most players, is that you are actually telling the players that are there in the squad that you are here, you are next in line. And we believe in you, which is something that you didn't do previously. To Abhimanyu Ishwaran or a Sarfraz, you carried them, didn't give them chances. And you would, a opener would get injured, instead of Abhimanyu Ishwaran, you would just get somebody else to do it. So to that, I will say I'm happy that at least you've reposed some faith in the team, that there is saying, okay, fine, one batter is injured, we have 2 in the wings, and we're going to be picking one amongst those three that we have or two that we have. So that is the one thing I like. But what I would like is then for the team management to continue to do that. And now that they have done it, I would like for them to do that in the future as well. Then trust the process. 15 that you've picked, you pick the 15 primarily for such scenarios that somebody will get injured, I have to bring in, then you bring in. And even if it's a left-hander for a right-hander, I have no issues. Why I say that? Because and again, I can't understand the fascination of, yes, batting order, if you're shuffling left hand, right hand, if you have those available, it's fine. But your primary thing has to be, I have to get my best batter in. That is the primary thought in a test match, that my best batters have to play. Whether they're left-hander, right-handers, doesn't make a difference. And that takes me back. In the entire era of 90s, the entire team used to be right-handers. Did you at that time bother by saying no, too many right-handers? There was, I can tell you, test match, Jadeja, Sidhu opened right-handers. Rahul Dravid number 3 right-hander. Azhar number 4 right-hander. Sachin 5 right-hander. Nayan Mongia right-hander. Kumble would come in at 7 and Sabda right-hander. Entire batting lineup used to be right-hander. Majority teams used to be like that. You never fussed about, oh, we have to have. Yes, an off-spinner picked those wickets up because you were playing left-hand. The issue is not you need to play right-hander. The issue is learn how to play the off-spinner. Na? You don't do that the other way around. A leg spinner is picked up, Shane Warne has picked up wicket, so we're going to drop Rahul Dravid, Sachin Tendulkar or one of VVS Lakshman and get a left-hander. You're not doing that. You're trusting your batters to step up and get runs. Yes, if there is a left-hander in there, there is a Ganguly, he comes in and probably tries to, take on the leg spinner, which you can even do now. You will have a right-hander or two in the middle. But my first and foremost thing that I would like from the team is trust your batting. Whether there are too many left-handers, no problem. Get your best batting lineup in. Trust them even if there is an off-spinner. By the way, the latest update from there is both Harmer as well as
Maharaj.
Muthuswamy.
No, Jansen, because there was talk about them being injured, but they both are fine. They were both bowling full tilt in the practice session. So no injury concern for Harmer or Jansen because there were reports because they went to the hospital in Kolkata that they are fit and fine. They're going to be available. Harmer is again going to test you, but you take on that test. Catch the bull by its horns. That's what you're supposed to do. You are the home team, sir. They are the visiting team. They should be worried. That brings me to my team. I'm not going to panic and make any changes. Sundar, now you have given him a chance to do it. He trusts his defense. I think he has the ability to mature into a decent number 3 batter in the future. Who knows? I don't know whether he can be the Steve Smith. He could be a Ravi Shastri who started as a spinner and then went on to become a top order batter. Who knows? I think he has the skill and the ability to do that. So I'm not making any experiment. The only experiment I'm going to do in that sense is probably shuffle my batting order. Yeah. And any change I make will be on logic. Sundar, I played him. I don't want to do England, Sai, Nitish Kumar Reddy, sometime KL, Rahul, Karun Nair, whatever. I don't know. None of that. Please, straightforward. Sundar was given that job. Now I want to give him 7-8 test matches to do that and then I'll take a call on him. So Sundar is my number 3. Yeah. Now because I have a Jurel in my team, I will push him to number 4. Okay. Just now to fluctuate. I'm going with my best batting. My best batting order has got nothing to do with lefty, righty. But yeah, my batting order I will tweak basis on left hand, right hand. Pant then keeps his position also. Don't tinker with his position. He's been batting there. Try and get as much stability as you want in the team. Anyway, with Gill going out, there is a bit of an issue there. Pant then is my number 5. At number 6, I will go with Ravi Jadeja. Okay. He becomes my number 6. At number 7 now, I am then going to have... No, sorry. I had a change. At 6, I'm getting a Sai Sudarshan. So Sai Sudarshan is coming in for...
Gill, essentially.
Gill, that one change that I have to make. Sai Sudarshan comes here. Now because he's replacing Gill, he cannot be now disrupting my number 3. My number 3 has to bat at my number 3 if he's going to be my long term. Otherwise, I shouldn't have taken that call and Sai should have continued at number 3. You didn't do it. So now that Sai comes in as a replacement, he has to now adjust. So Sai Sudarshan is at number 6. Jadeja then, is at number 7. that I have, or because I want left hand, right hand, I'll put Nitish Kumar Reddy. I was going to get both in the lineup. You know, NKR has batted at 8 as well.
Yeah.
But because now I want to move a little bit of left, right, so I'll get an NKR.
NKR, Jaddu.
And I'll tell you the other reason I've got an NKR. I would have kept Akshar Patel. Actually, wouldn't have got an NKR because again, I'm not fussed with left hand, right hand, and I've not got NKR because of him being a righty. Because he's a righty, I put him at number 7, but that's not why he makes my 11. He makes my 11 because I have a feeling, I could be wrong, that this pitch will also have something for fast bowlers. I have a feeling that even though India said that's the pitch that we want in Kolkata, they will have a slight tweak here. They'd be foolish not to have that tweak. Yes, they will still get a spin-friendly track, but that spin-friendly track might come into play a little later in the game. It's a red soil pitch which offers extra bounce. Remember, it's a 9 a.m. start, so first half hour, 1 hour will be even, helpful for fast bowlers. If you reach a situation where it is a good batting pitch, because there is grass on the pitch, and I know that grass will be shaved off, but because you've kept the grass till now, it suddenly won't become dry. Yes, you will shave off the grass by the time the game, but it suddenly won't become dry and start turning from day 1. I think day 1, day 2 now could be good batting pitch here. Yes, it will offer turn and extra bounce, but that I think red soil pitch might come in from day 3. I think first 2 days could be good for batting, and if it offers any kind of assistance, it will be to some seam bowlers. You have 2, but in case you need a third option, if there's a partnership together, you need to bring in a third. I think Nitish Kumar Reddy over a spinner, because I know I underutilized one of my spinners on a spin-friendly deck. I think this will be slightly less spin-friendly as the deck that I got in Kolkata, slightly less, not much. And so then I need a medium pacer. I don't want to underbowl my spinner. And please, I want Sundar to come into the game. I want Sundar to pick up a few wickets, just as Hammer did.
Yeah.
So for that, the sacrifice has been made for Akshar Patel, not his fault at all, but for the sake of the combination where I need another seam bowling all-rounder, and because I want batting till 8, this is my batting, and Kuldeep, of course,
That 9
is my number 9. These are the reasons. I gave it a lot of thought. This would be my ideal 11 if Gill is not playing. Then left, right, little bit of coverage, whatever you could. But as I said, not too much issue with left, right. Play your best batting. And my best batting would actually be with Akshar Patel in it at 7. But it's the bowling that I want, which is why I had to put Akshar. Otherwise, I would have kept an Akshar. It's just that a spinner getting underbowled, I've got Nitish Kumar Reddy, and not because he's a right-hander.
You've got 3 spinners and 3 pacers.
Yes,
6.
yes. And batting till 8 is what they look at. And I'm not, shuffling with a Sundar. I want him. Now I've given him that chance, let him do it. And Sai, now because he's coming in, has to bat at 6. It happened in England as well.
It did.
Karun Nair on different occasions were batting at different
3.
position.
Yeah.
So you've done that there.
Yeah.
You'll have to do it here.
Although Jurel, when you look at it, the simple swap I would have done is Sai at 4, Jurel at 6. He does well at 6. Maybe
No,
if you
but
look
I'm saying if now I have a right-hander, why wouldn't I do that? That's
Exactly.
why I've done it. He's not in the team because he's a right-hander, but because he's in the team, now I can do this shuffling. Otherwise, I wouldn't have.
Yeah, because see, KL right-hander, Jurel right-hander. Then your next right-hander is an NKR.
That's what I'm saying. So
Basically,
I've tried to sandwich them as best as I can.
Yep.
But again, first I made the team, then made the batting order. I didn't make the team according to the batting order, that now I need a right-hander, so I'll put it. No. I selected my best team, in which order. Then I said, okay, now this is my 11. Now let me put them in an order. And which is the best thing? So number 3, Sundar should be 3. I don't want to disrupt it. Now maybe, can I fit in a right-hander? I looked at it. If I was not able to, I would have put a lefty again.
Yeah.
But I thought, Jurel is good enough to bat at 4. So okay, I'll put Jurel there. Then Pant, I didn't want to disrupt. He's there.
Because if you look at my team, I've tried to ensure that there is a sandwich.
Yeah.
KL, Jurel, NKR.
But then I didn't
thing
have
is
that issue
spinner
with your
utilization, underutilization.
Yes, you got again 4 spinners.
4
and I
spinners.
think this pitch will offer a little bit more to fast bowlers. Spinners will also come, they'll get that extra bounce that you get on red soil pitches. But I also feel that the pitch from day 1, day 2 might be slightly better to bat on. You won't see the amount of wickets. How many wickets fell on the first 2 days here?
13 wickets fell on the first day.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to be... You lost a minimum of plus 10 on all the days.
Both days.
Both days. and only got worse progressively. But again, we don't know the kind of wicket in Barsapara. First time ever.
Yeah.
Have they prepared the right pitch? Because pitch making is an art. I don't know whether they have done it this time.
It's the 28th test venue
Yes.
for India. Looking forward to the test match there. The one unusual thing, they're going to have tea first and then lunch.
And it's not a pink ball test.
It's not a pink ball test, correct?
Yeah.
So anyway, looking forward to that test match and the Ashes, which we've discussed. We'll take a few questions before we wind up.
Yep. Vivek Singh is saying, SG did the same as Smith when he said this is the best ever Indian team to tour England, which indeed is a too hyped statement.
Yeah, but as I said, that it wasn't like a below the belt attack about someone's intelligence.
Yeah.
That's talking yourself up. It's fine.
Correct.
It's not like an attack at, we're talking about cricket, and I'm sledging you about
Your game show.
like you got, how much marks did you get in your 10th standard? I believe you flunked in science. So if I know that, and I don't need to bring that about. Yeah, it was below the belt, or what Steve Smith has said about him.
But that's how an Ashes contest
Yeah, you could have given a cricketing thing,
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean, he could have said, "Oh, where were you when Gilchrist hit you for 24 runs?"
something like that. Yeah.
Something of that kind.
Yeah, something.
Mr. Daniel is saying, I loved Gigi as a player. Still believe India would have lost the WC11 final had he not got that 97. But I think he has got it completely wrong as a coach. He's making it about himself. Future is dark.
I don't know about future is dark, but I like the earlier part of his thing that, don't make it about like personal attack. Nobody's, I think, trying to do a personal attack. I think people are just talking large.
Correct.
At a macro level about the Indian team. But I agree about that 2011 thing is, I've said it before, I'm saying it again, he was the man of the match.
Even 2007. Everybody understates that.
Yes, completely agree with you.
Go up.
Both matches.
No, that comment was taken. It was Tickler's comment. We took it.
Okay.
Shubhadeep Mandal said, like the way the BCCI management, players and coaching staff answers to the media, ex-cricketers and social media agendas, PRs and fan bases. Media and people should also taste their own medicine when they dish out stuff and cross the line. I'm sorry, questioning the team for losing matches is crossing the line now? Weird.
Also, I don't understand. You end up fine. Shubhadeep has a point, but at the end of the day, remember, you are risking something. As I said, the guy who's writing it will continue to write, whether today Gambhir is a coach, tomorrow Ganguly might be coach, day after somebody else might be coach. He can comment about today Virat is playing, tomorrow somebody else was the Rohit is captain, Gill will be captain, 10 years later somebody else will be captain. It is not a personal this thing. One's job is to play, the other's job is to analyze. So if you get into this power, there's only one loser there. There's the one who's playing. That's what we started the program about Monty Panesar and Steve Smith. Steve Smith did his best to give it back to him. But remember, if it comes back to bite anyone, it will only be Steve Smith. Monty Panesar is not playing.
Yes.
Can sit back, relax. Steve Smith goes on to get some hundreds or whatever, it won't affect him. But God forbid Steve Smith doesn't have a great time at the Ashes.
Yeah.
It's an open field for Monty.
Yes.
So you got to realize in that sense. You got to realize that what you have to do when. It's also with players. I mean, they had a different thought process when they were playing. When they become analysts, they also analyze. Yeah? They're also critical about players. And it's the same story that goes about. When you were playing, you thought you were being targeted and you attacked, and then you become an analyst, then you realize.
Gambhir should know.
He's been on both sides of the fence.
Yes. Yeah. So, Satish Swaminathan from the US is saying, shouldn't Gambhir as a coach have asked the Indian batsmen to play some domestic Indian players for 2 days on Kolkata pitch with fielders around the bat and improve the game?
Agree.
What is batting coach doing talking to the media?
Satish, exactly, if you check out our dugout 3 days ago, we discussed that only. The game was done, dusted. Nobody came for practice. There was a pitch that's available, ready-made, which is turning on the very same surface where you struggled. Utilize it. get some 6-7 local players, do a match simulation there.
Intra-squad game.
What stops you?
Nothing is stopping you.
Get Washi to bowl. Off spinner troubled you. Woo. Get Washi to bowl. Have some close-in fielders. Grind it out.
Yep. 1 over as compared to 29 overs from Simon Harmer. 1 versus 29. That was what cost you the game. Steve Ticolo. According to Kotak, we should be thankful to Gigi for taking blame on him instead of curator. I hope next time Kotak should be asked, how should we thank him?
Kotak did mention, he's saying that he wanted to take some heat off the curators. I don't know what the point was there, but okay.
No, I mean, fair. I agree with you. Why should the curator come under scrutiny? He didn't ask for that kind of pitch.
Exactly.
No? Which is then, I like that about this Indian team management, that they're stepping up and taking ownership of what they wanted. Rather than, it was also, could have been very easy for them, now that it's all backfired, let's step back, let the curator. No, they've come up, and for that I'll give credit to the team management. They've stood up and said, no boss, we're owning up to it, it's our thing, don't go after him.
There is
He
a bit
didn't
of
prepare a pitch like that.
I mean, you would expect it with Gambhir and Ajit, because they came with an agenda that we need to be a bit more transparent than the previous regime, and they have, since 2024, I think they have fronted up to all the things, and it's kudos to them for that.
Yeah.
Which is what Siva Subramanian was saying. Gambhir hypocrisy came to media, thrashed fans for praising Dhoni for World Cup victory, but stayed silent while fans praised him after 2024 IPL victory.
No, but in that sense, no, there is no proof to say that Gambhir stole the limelight as well. If fans begin to compliment, but I have a feeling, and I could be, if I was to interview Gautam and ask him about that, there is a good chance he might say that I had no role to play in that. In that sense, he says, I wouldn't be surprised if he says, yeah, but fine, I did whatever I had to behind the scenes, but I don't deserve as much credit as the players do, and they are the ones who won it. There is a good possibility he might say it.
But if he stayed silent while fans praised him, that means he isn't let the success go to his head.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
standing up to what he was.
Yeah, but silence also doesn't mean that he's partaking in that or trying to peddle that, right?
Exactly.
In fact, Shoaib comes back with another comment saying that every decision taken by the BCCI management from 2024 is right. I mean, see, yeah, fair. You're entitled to an opinion, absolutely.
They have taken hard decisions, whether it's hard, whether it's right or
Every
wrong.
decision taken is
No.
list many
Nonsense.
which were blunders.
Blunders,
But,
yes.
that's fine. That's Shubhadeep's opinion.
Personal take, and
Sure. And if he's happy, then great. Yeah. Why should we encourage him to be critical of things that he thinks? It's fine. Great.
Started from this November only last year. All the blunders.
And Steve Ticolo once again says,
I'm sure the people who are watching here are also not wrong. So many of you are pointing out some decisions that are wrong.
Exactly.
So Shubhadeep can.
It's not AI generated. Yep. Steve Ticolo again.
yeah, he says that Gigi is not even good in T20 I sorry to say. We barely won the Asia Cup. How can you play Dubey as a second pacer with Dew? You got lucky with toss. It was a bad call. It's not just about toss. See, Asia Cup is a tournament. The quality differences, India here, everyone else kind of trying to jostle the second place over here. So you actually could have won it even then. That's my reading of it.
Yeah. Vivek Singh is saying it is an agenda. Because people are protecting Gill as though he doesn't have any say in the team selection or kind of pitch he wants. Then he is no deserving captain.
No, but Vivek, this is something we pointed out, that I think Gill also has a say. I've said this numerous times if you watch our program, that I can't buy that Gill, the captain, has no say. He may be a young captain, but I've seen many a young captain assert their authority, and I have no reason to believe that Gill isn't doing that. I'm sure he is. He is an equal role to play. It's backfiring, so it's equally a responsibility of coach and captain both. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, correct.
Rakesh Bhushan is saying, does Shubman Gill have a fear factor or he's been pushed to play?
I mean, see, it could be both. I don't know if it's a fear of a push to play thing, but I mean, look, there's question marks over him in every format at this point in time. His test form, England aside, hasn't been great, and even in ODIs, he suffered a bit of a slump. T20s, less said the better, he got shoehorned. So I do think that if he feels, out of sight, then very much out of mind. I do think there is some sort of a fear over there.
Everybody's on a tightrope here. They know that one failure They could be booted out.
I have a slightly different opinion. I don't think that firstly he'll be pushed to play. I don't think anyone would want to risk that. So I don't think there's any external pressure. It would be entirely his call if he wants to play or not. But I think more than being insecure, because I think in Test cricket, it's the last of the format that there's any question mark over his position. He's been your standout batter. I think he's really driven to do well. He wants to set a few things right at home because he's been given charge. Of course, he'll have aspirations about the WTC, and he thinks with him being in the team, he backs himself. The team can do well. So I think he is pushing himself to play, which may not be a wise decision in the current scenario, but I think it's now pretty much done. I don't see him play as much.
Go slightly up. I think we missed any comments, no?
We took that one.
Yeah.
Ashish there. Aksar at 3 and Sundar at 7. NKR in place of Gill. That is the combination that he wants to go with.
But again,
Another change?
Bang my head against the wall. One more number 3 change.
Oh, God.
I mean, come on. It is a test team, for God's sake. We've had number 3s for years. And now we're shuffling them
like
as
a pack of cards.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, for 4 decades, the number 3 was settled. For 4 decades. But yeah. Pranav Sonia is saying, Indian team will not lose in transition in India. Such pitches do not give confidence to batters, including Virat Kohli Pujara.
Virat Kohli Pujara.
Virat/Kohli/Pujara. Okay. Bring skill of a bowler.
I think he may mean Rahane.
Rahane, yeah.
Or Rohit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's his question?
So, Indian team will not lose in transition in India.
What he's saying is that while people are talking about this Indian team in transition, by the way, that's another theory that I like what Cheteshwar Pujara said. It's hardly a transition. Many of these players have been playing for some time.
Yep.
No.
So they're not. But what he's saying is that, if you've got like good batters who can play spin, there's no reason that you should be losing at home.
Transition or no transition.
And even on that period, even Rahane struggled against spin. He was the only outlier. He would struggle against spin.
And
How?
he would do well.
He would do well. He was just Sena beast.
He was RCB.
Not doing well at home overseas.
Ironically, I don't think he's ever played for that franchise.
Yeah,
No, he's not.
He's captain of KKR, yeah.
No, he's played for multiple other franchises. RR, DC, RPSG, MI.
MI.
Played pretty much everywhere. CSK won a title there too.
Yeah, CSK. Yes.
But not RCB. Funny.
Yeah. Ashish there is saying, whatever batting order, don't treat Simon as Murli.
Or Graham Swan.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Nothing. By the way, Simon Harmer as a bowler has really evolved, become much better than what we saw him for the first time
Yes.
a decade ago. But spending so many years at the domestic level in England and bowling continuously, he's really evolved as a bowler. So he's a good, skillful bowler. But I agree, he's not
one of the best bowlers in the world.
But it is these kind of bowlers who don't have a reputation that have hurt you.
Ejaz.
Mitchell Santner, who would have thought you would take 13
I
wickets?
like Mitch Santner.
Yes.
Amazing bowler, very underrated.
White ball, brilliant. But test matches.
There were question marks over him in tests, and then he comes here and he looks like Rangana Herath or Dan Vittori, literally, with the glasses.
Man, with Dan Vittori, if he was playing in these pitches, 362, you would have gotten 462.
Exactly.
Amit Divakar from the US. Why take a risk? We boast about great bench strength, so they should give Gill enough time to recover, and this will be a good time to test others.
Agreed.
I think,
We do have a bench strength. That's why we are playing 5-6 left-handers in every test match that's there.
completely agree.
Oh man, there's okay. Go up.
This we took.
Naval Singh
It's from the UAE.
saying that
Sir, I like your 11. Just one change. No NKR. I will play DDP. Devdutt Padikkal.
You could do that, but then again you're
more
bringing a
left-handers.
left-hander.
That was my only reason for not.
Yeah, and as I said, I have a feeling that this pitch will offer a little bit more to the fast bowlers. So I just need a third. I can't play Akashdeep because of the combination.
Correct.
The only way I can just bring in there. That's why I would have played him. Otherwise, no. Mr. Ticolo is back. He says today Gigi is coach. Tomorrow Ganguly will be coach. Next, sir, giving any hint was plethora of interviews done by Dada post test. His saving or application? No, nothing like that. It's just that I was just giving an example. Nothing like that. But I think Dada will make a great coach if he does decide to take on that role. Completely agree. Alright, Mr. Man of the moment has come, joined us.
Just the swipe of.
Okay, by the way, Mr. Temba Bavuma, all things that you point out was not declared by us in this studio.
No.
Did any one of us say it?
No.
Then why should we bear responsibility of something that might have been said by somebody else? So,
Yeah.
Also,
and as far as one particular case where you are pointing out to one of my colleagues in Siddharth about RCB, I remember when most of us had written off RCB this season, he was the one who backed them to go in the top 4.
Also, saying that they were prior to 2025 a team that bottled at every opportunity and didn't win tournaments was not wrong.
Yeah.
It's not wrong. I mean, yeah, he said it in a very banterful way, but again, it goes back to the sometimes I see people say, "Oh, Shane, you're too harsh on KL Rahul," and I'm like, I'm not really. The points I was saying was right. I was just saying it in a funny way. There's a difference. I'm not wrong when I said that, prior to 23 for that matter, he didn't perform in big games, or that he would be too slow, or that his approach was not attacking. He's changed that around now, thanks to KKR's current head coach.
If you were to interview him, he himself might accept all
He
this.
admitted it, yeah.
He did. In fact, he spoke about how working with Abhishek Nair, basically, what did Nair work on? Did Nair need to work on his technique? No. Nair worked on changing his mindset, just as he did with DK. DK's whole remodeling as a finisher came about due to Abhishek Nair. Yes, exactly. All of it. Nair is not a coach in the sense that he's not going to teach them, oh, you play the cut shot like this. No, he's working on the mentality, and he worked on KL's mentality beautifully. So, but prior to that, saying those things was not wrong. RCB were a team that were very much obsessed with their fans, their branding, their PR, the fact that they won. What's the first thing they're trying to do, by the way, after winning it? Sell the team.
Yeah, but I think those are different reasons.
Different reasons, but they chose to cash out right at.
I think that whole Stampede thing, I think that was...
Could definitely have
That
played a reason.
That
has contributed.
If they were on those lines, I think it just pushed them.
Yeah.
Ashish Dhar, Dada, play 7 batsmen. Gigi, play 8 batsmen. Next coach, 9.
No, but that would be if Dada was the coach before GG, but that wasn't the case.
That really wasn't the case, yeah.
It could be after him, we don't know, but not before. Yes, Siva Subramanian.
Why are we having specialist bowlers? Let's ask the opponent to give us a score so that we can chase that target with 11 batters.
Yeah. We were joking about it, Siva. I don't know, 30 years down the line, test match cricket, with the way it's going.
Yeah. You just have bowling machines. That's it.
No, every batter will have to bowl. You say you have to...
Multifaceted.
Yeah.
Correct.
Develop that skill. We can't do it.
Jay Krishnan AC is saying, what you guys will take? 2-0 test series loss or a T20 World Cup win?
Ooh. You want 1-1 here, which means
Yeah.
you're not going to win T20 World Cup, or you say, okay, we'll take 2-0, provided we get the...
No, I don't care much about the T20 World Cup. I want the WTC. I know people will care the World Cups in India, you're defending champs. You won that title twice. I want the WTC. I want the Mace.
But if you win at home, you'll end one more jinx, na? No home team has ever won the T20 World Cup, ever.
Interesting.
So you can do that. But I would, a test series loss at home is
Again.
rock bottom.
Again.
I agree. Make it 3 out of 3. I'll
can't.
sacrifice a T20 World Cup
Exactly.
to save this series now, whatever you can, by winning the test, not even drawing it now.
Yeah.
See, you will celebrate June 29th, but then you'll also look at in horror, November 2024, 3-0.
Yeah.
First time in the history of India, you're whitewashed.
Such weird oscillations, I tell you. Such weird oscillations.
Yep.
Okay, on that note, we're going to take your leave. Thank you very much. Didn't have time to take all your questions, but we managed to take as many as we could. But, we always have another opportunity. Tomorrow is another day.
Yep.
Look forward to your company then. We're going to do a big preview in terms of strengths, weaknesses, pitch, latest report that we get. And today we picked our 11s, but tomorrow we'll have an idea of what India is most likely going to play. So we'll discuss all that in the dugout tomorrow evening. Look forward to your company from Siddharth, Shane and I.
Yep. It's goodbye, Nandri, Vanakkam, Shubhratri, Shabba Khair. Eat your vegetables.
Don't trouble your mother and subscribe to Sports Today.
Bye-bye.